Hello students, in this video I'm going to teach you how to write a quadratic expression in square form. Now you may need this to solve quadratic equations, or sometimes when you have to use this concept when you have to graph a quadratic function. So let me start. Before that, let me start with what is a plus b squared, square of this binomial. This is nothing but a squared plus b squared plus 2ab, isn't it? And we also know that a minus b squared is nothing but a squared plus b squared minus 2ab. Yeah, this you know already. Now let us start. So for example, let me take a quadratic expression x squared plus 6x plus 1. Now I can write this as x plus 3 squared minus 8. Okay, so basically I have completed the square here. Now you may wonder, how did I get this answer? Okay, let me check whether this statement is right or wrong. So x plus 3 whole squared is nothing but x squared plus 9 plus 6x. So I've used this formula, a square plus 2 b square plus 2ab minus 8, which is nothing but x squared plus 6x. Now 9 minus 8 will give you plus 1. So again, as you can see, x squared plus 6x plus 1 can be written like this. Now you may wonder, why do I have to write like this? Why do we have to write like this? As I told you earlier in this video, you may need to complete the square like this to actually graph a quadratic function. Okay, so let me tell you, how did I get this answer? How did I get x plus 3 the whole square minus 8? Okay, so what I do is, now x squared plus 6x plus 1. Now it looks like x squared plus 2 times x into 6. Okay, as you can see, I'm sorry, it's not 6 here, it is actually 3. So 3 here, so into 3. Yeah, so I have written 6x, I have written this 6x like this. Now you may notice, okay, I'll write this plus 1 here, plus 1 here. Okay, now you may notice it looks like this looks like a squared plus 2 times a into, now this is the b for me. Okay, now to complete the square, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, that will give me a plus b squared. Okay, so here I have a square, I have 2ab, so what is missing is this b square, so which is nothing but 3 square. So I'll add 3 square, but since you're adding 3 square, you have to subtract 3 square also. Since you're writing equal to here, you have to add and subtract the same number, so that there is no change. There are no changes to the existing quadratic expression. Okay, so let me erase this part now. Okay, so what I have here is, here, this part. What I have here is, I have, let me use the green part. So I have a squared plus 2 times a times b plus b squared, which is nothing but a plus b whole square. So what will happen is, this part, this red part, will become x plus 3 whole square. Okay, now look at this part now, minus 3 square plus 1, which is nothing but minus 9 plus 1, so it will become minus 8. Okay, now it may actually look very complicated, okay, to complete the square, but let me give you a simpler method. I'm using the same concept, but the process is very simple. So let me explain it to you. I'll use the same quadratic expression to explain that to you. So let me erase this. So x squared, okay, let me use the black one, x squared plus 6x plus 1. Okay, now the method is, There are a lot of steps. Let's say first step is, I'll write it in steps. So first step, step 1. Step 1 is identify the coefficient of x. Now here it is 6, right? Now step 2 is divide it by 2. That means divide the coefficient of x by 2. Now always, so I'll get 3 as the answer. Now step 3 is square it. So that means I'll get 3 squared, which is 9. Square it means square the number that you got from the previous step, in the previous step. And step 4, add and subtract this square to the original expression, original quadratic expression. So that means what I do is I write x squared plus 6x. I'll add the square, which is 9. I'll subtract minus 9, and then the plus 1, which is the as it is. I'll write it as it is. So now this expression x squared plus 6x plus 9 can be written as x plus 3 squared, and this minus 9 plus 1 can be written as minus 8. So this is how you complete the square. Okay, I'm going to give you more examples, so don't worry. In case if you haven't understood till now, you'll definitely understand by the end of this video. Let me give you another example. Let me take, let's say, x squared plus 8x minus 2. Okay, now here the coefficient of x is 8, right? So the coefficient of x is 8. That is step 1, identifying it. And the next step is dividing it by 2. So I'll use a red color. Let's say 8 by 2, which is actually 4. And the third step is squaring it. So 4 square, which is 16. And the next step is you add and subtract 16 to this expression. So I'll write equal to x squared plus 8x plus 16 minus 16 minus 2. Now this part here can be rewritten as x plus 4 squared. Okay, if you want to expand and check, you can do that. And this minus 16 minus 2 can be written as minus 18. So x squared plus 8x minus 2 can be written as x plus 4 squared minus 18. Okay, so let me take one more example. Let's say x squared minus 10x plus 3. Okay, now here the coefficient of x is minus 10. Then the next step is I'll divide it by 2. So minus 10 upon 2 is minus 5. And the third step is I'll square minus 5, which will give me 25. Okay, so I'll write this as x squared minus 10x. I'll add the square, which is 25. I'll subtract, and then I'll write the constant term. Okay, now this part, first 3 terms, can be written as x minus 5 squared, and then this part that you see here, minus 25 plus 3, can be written as minus 22. Okay, so you have completed the square. What if the coefficient of x is not a multiple of 2? So let me see that example. Let us see that example. X squared plus 3x plus, let's say, 1. Okay, now here the coefficient of x is 3. Fine. Then I'll divide it by 2, which is 3 upon 2. Now I can write it as 1.5, or I'll leave it as a fraction itself. Then the third step is I'll square it. So I'll square 3 by 2, which will give me 9 upon 4. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll write x square plus 3x. I'll add 9 by 4, the square. I'll subtract the 9 by 4 and then plus 1. Now this here, the first three terms can be simplified and written in the form x plus 3 by 2 square. Okay. You may wonder how do I write 3 by 2? Very simple. So whatever you get here, okay, you write it here, x plus 3 by 2 whole square. Now if I simplify here, minus 9 by 4 plus 1, I will get minus 5 upon 4. Okay, so this is how we simplify it. Now you may have noticed something common in all the expressions that we that are used till now. In all the quadratic expression, the coefficient of x square was 1. What if it is not 1? What if it is 2 or 3? What if it is minus 1? How do we do it? Okay, that is what we're going to see now. So let me erase this. Let me take, for example, 2x squared plus, let's say, 4x plus 3. Okay, in this case what you need to do is, before doing the step 1, step 2, all two steps, you need to make the coefficient of x square as 1. How do you do that? You take 2 common from x squared term and the x term. So 2 times x squared plus 2x. I'll leave the constant term outside the bracket. I won't involve the constant term here. Now inside this bracket you'll do the same thing that you've been doing till now. That means here, so identify the quotient of x, which is actually 2. Then next you divide it by 2, which is actually 1. And third, you will square the 1, which is actually 1. So here inside the bracket you can write 2 times x squared plus 2x. You add the 1 and subtract 1 and then plus 3. Okay. Now inside the bracket you can rewrite this x squared plus 2x plus 1 as x plus 1 squared minus 1 plus 3. Now I'll open the bracket. So I will get 2 times x plus 1 squared minus 2 plus 3 when I open the bracket. So the final answer will be 2 times x plus 1 squared plus 1. Okay. So this is the answer. Let me give you another example. Let's say, for example, let's say 3x squared plus 4x plus 1. This is slightly complicated, but not a problem. I'll take 3 common. So if I take 3 common, I'll get x squared plus 4 upon 3x. So I will not disturb the constant term. I'll keep it outside. Now here, you consider the coefficient of x, which is 4 by 3. So here 4 upon 3. The next step is I'll divide it by 2. So I'll get 4 upon 3 upon 2 is nothing but 4 by 6, which is nothing but 2 upon 3.